Let's go and get to those picks and bans for game number 2, though. Maybe they can make some adjustments, even down a member, to try and find this win.
Yeah, when Serket was locked in, I had a thought. I'm like, is this really Mask now, or is it Chapo, world champion Chapo there?
We saw his tag, yeah.
Because normally it's like Susanoo. When I see Mask and I see Susanoo, I'm like, oh, that's definitely going for Mask, no question about it. But Serket's like, probably Chapo.
Yeah, that's definitely a Chapo type pick, is that Serket in the jungle. And unfortunately, they just couldn't hold on. The later that game went, the more things went in favor of Sanguine. So now Spacestation have to regroup and find a way to keep this game going. They're banning the King Arthur and the Freya. That means one of the two, Merlin or Xbalanque, is going to be making it through, because Sanguine could only ban one. In fact, they might benefit from banning neither and just grabbing the other one for themselves. But nope, the Merlin taken off the table.
Also, Jormungandr is one to consider with Xbalanque and Jorm. Which one do they take? Allowing Jarcorrr that option in game number 2 again could be problematic. Spacestation Gaming Gold would rather get Darkest of Nights, though.
That's right. They're going to give that pick over to Oswaald in the Hunter position, which means that absolutely the Jormungandr is available. But Sanguine want to grab this Muzen Cobb first. Based on where we've seen it, this could be anything. This could be in the middle lane for Sheento. This could be all the way over in the dual lane for Netrioid. It's a small bit of a flex pick.
You never really know. No surprise that they lock in the Jorm right away. Could be surprised that we see AMC locked in this early. I don't expect double Hunter coming through from Spacestation Gaming Gold. That could have been a Naja if they really wanted to instead of the AMC.
Right, it didn't necessarily have to be that Spacestation would be trying to take that away from them. Now, it could be that Spacestation want to try and flex into the Fafnir. That's also been a contested pick, especially with the Muzen Cobb there. That might show that Sanguine are willing to go the double basic attacker composition and maybe take that Fafnir away. But they're actually prioritizing someone we have not seen. Baron Samedi is coming back here to play a little bit, take you down into the afterlife. How do you feel about Baron's place right now?
Against Jormungandr, not too thrilled about this pick. But against the Muzen Cobb that doesn't have a dash, jump, any sort of disjoint, a great pick to locking him down.
He certainly could be that punishment factor, but surprise, no surprise, it's the Fafnir that comes in for Sanguine. So that does signal to me that they very likely are considering another auto attacker to go along with this Muzen Cobb. It could even be a magical damage dealer, something like a Kronos. Freya already taken off the table, so it can't be her, but they even have some options, maybe even Soul.
I would be surprised if Space Station Gaming Gold don't ban away the Kronos. That would leave only Soul available as the true magical hunter. And that's not as scary as dealing with Sheento's Kronos that had a remarkable game there. Over 33,000 player damage, an absolute nightmare in the late portion.
Only person he couldn't keep up with was the Jormungandr, as Freya, Giannis and Serket are banned away there by Sanguine. I like that idea. Try and limit some of those options there for Chapo. Clearly, their Serket is a pick he's comfortable with, so take that one away. And then good heads-up play here from Space Station. Ban that Kronos into this composition from Sanguine where they already have the Fafnir. Force them to go somewhere else. Arachne not a bad look, and they can always still go Soul.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's right. They could always go Soul. It's a great magical hunter. They could go 2 physical damage dealers on the backline carry, knowing that Jormungandr on Jarcorrr was basically carrying that magical damage. So that wouldn't surprise me.
Now, where is this Baron going? Then, for some reason, I just assumed this would be Baron mid, but apparently they're thinking about putting this Baron in the solo lane and then Naja support now that they have the Unbots already.
So Scylla mid, Hunbat's jungle, Naja support, Baron solo, or Baron support, Naja solo, but probably Baron solo.
Well, then he'll be going up against this Jormungandr in the matchup. And Jorm, we don't normally think of him as pressure over there in the solo lane, but up against the Baron, he actually might have a good chance to get some pressure.
That's true. You're able to try to dive him if he gets out of position. He doesn't have any escapes, so...
I assume you can't get pulled in, right? I actually haven't seen Baron play against Jormungandr at
You can't get moved
at
all.
I assume not,
so
right? Yeah.
That should be an easy matchup for the Jorm.
I would think so, too, if that is how the solo lane's going to look. It's Poseidon that rounds this draft out, though, to give him that big burst of magic damage from the Kraken, and still, for what it's worth, synergize well with that Fafnir when he has that Trident going. But let's go ahead and move into Game 2, though. Space Station Gaming up against Sanguine. Tom and Aggro take it away.
Two fantastic commentators, John and Filet-O-Fish there on the desk. Thank you so much for your assistance. Sanguine versus Space Station. As we get into game number 2, Space Station kind of dropped game number 1. And after that, they'll make an adjustment. SoloOrTroll stepping in here to take up space for Matty Pocket. And elchapo is going to take his previous position. And SoloOrTroll will try his luck in the jungle. We'll see if it works out.
I mean, Chapo has the world champion title. It's because he was playing support for Astral Authority. So I don't have too much of a problem with it. I do think that was not their problem last game. I mean, Solo played really well.
I agree.
Maybe with a change of god, it just made more sense to them this way. But don't think it was. I don't think it was the support or the jungle play that really hurt them last game. Again, it's definitely not all on Oswaald. I know we highlighted that a lot, but the overall team play just needed some work, which is to be expected. They're using 2 subs.
I agree. When it comes down to it, it could just be god pool related. SoloOrTroll is a solo laner. You know, the Naja support might not be in his wheelhouse, right? The Hood Batz, I've seen him play it. Sure, it works. But also there's the mentality of, I mean, SoloOrTroll got off to a fantastic start and was able to kind of do that, but was still relegated to the support position. Make him your jungler, you might see some more success.
Oh, no.
Chop on the support in some trouble.
Oh, just got out of danger, but it's a
Failed
tough.
mid-bang.
It's a tough secure. I mean, over the Jormungandr, it's unbody blockable. It's decent damage at level 1. You don't have a good damage ability there. I mean, that just seems like an unnecessary risk to me. That just clear. You're winning the wave clear battle. Just keep doing the wave clear battle and then go to your own blue, and you end up much further ahead than that. That just seems a little bit too risky.
Got to agree there. The especially with the lower gain from invade, certainly makes you think twice about it. But Spacestation think once about it and will fail. No big deal as they don't die. Giving up the first blood bounty so much more important there. Obviously, you want to be able to get the confirm, but as long as you don't die, I think you're generally okay. We're talking about a 200 gold differential, so I don't really care. You just can't continue to let those compound. Netrioid's dead here. Easy. A very unceremonious first blood for Spacestation Gold as they just coalesce on the right target. Good play.
Felt like Oswaald didn't even need the help from that position. He was doing it all by himself. he had a very good start to that laning phase, and the Xbalanque can bring much more in the late game. So I'm looking for Oswaald to bring more in the late game.
Well, because he started to do so last game. The early game didn't really go his way, and that means it was even. We're supposed to kind of trounce on Freya, not when it comes to wave clear, but just fight ability, and that didn't really happen. So when it came down to mid game, he kind of just lost a lot, and then as we saw the transition into the late game, he kind of picked it back up. But for the majority of that middle game and the beginning of the late game, he just wasn't really doing it.
Nearly got Amuel's beads there. I imagine if he gets hit by that cripple, he's got to use the purification beads. But good rotation underneath from Ronngyu. Yeah, I mean, new Frey is really good at boxing early on, really good at fighting early on, really good at clearing early on. So it's not like it was, you know, an unlosable matchup for Oswaald or anything like that. But getting those 2 deaths in lane definitely ended up hurting him.
Just not his sunny day. Just not his sunny day. Is there something on Jormungandr's head? Oswaald in trouble here as 2 players jump on top, but the dash is good. Oswaald will get out of jail. Yeah, you see that? What is that?
The Baron's. He's got madness. The Baron passive.
It looks
builds
like
up.
he's got ice cream on his head. Call him Ice Cream Head.
That would be a very creative name for it.
Look, Ice Cream Head.
Yo, you good?
He's got ice cream on his head. Call him Ice Cream Head. That's funny. Hardcore versus the Baron Samedi, a character that we haven't seen lately. It's the first time we're seeing that interaction. That's why it's the first time we get to see Ice Cream Head. But so Uzzy here on the Baron. 2 questions. What brings him into the composition, and is he still good?
He's brought into the composition because Uzzy really likes him. That's kind of the reason. SoloOrTroll crackened by Sheento. Gotta jump quickly before that whirlpool grabs a hold of you. The good cripple there and good recognition that it's Blink as the relic for SoloOrTroll, nothing else. So an easy kill for Sheento. Yeah, I don't think Baron is great. I don't think he's bad. He's just slow.
I still like the control that he brings to a team fight for sure.
Absolutely. My problem is that he can't control Jormungandr.
Right.
You can't pull him with the ult. So it will be it's a long duration slow and basically Sunder effect onto him. So with SoloOrTroll coming over there, maybe he can do enough damage with that, but I don't know. It just seems like an odd pick against the Jorm to me.
I mean, is there any pick that's not odd against the Jorm? Because everybody's going to kind of run into that situation.
Yeah, I mean, there are picks that can still do what they want to do to him. It's like, to me, it's almost like picking Tyr or Hercules against him, where your whole kill potential is displacing them, right? Baron's whole kill potential in solo lane is displacing you underneath his tower or pulling you away from your tower and setting up for your solo laner to get the kill, or your jungler to get the kill, and that just isn't a possibility.
I feel that.
Jorm.
Still going to provide the heal, and can you control everybody else on the squad? I think an interesting thought is to kind of focus the Arachne as Uzzy, right? The Arachne is certainly going to get messed up by the Baron, so it could be a thought process there. But I agree. Curious to see him be played against the Earthworm.
Pretty sure. I mean, it's a pull, right? Don't think it will pull him in. He can't be displaced, so.
It's a vortex.
It's a vortex, yeah. And for the same reason that Poseidon Whirlpool creates that vortex on him.
Yes.
So yeah, it won't pull him in. It'll just. I mean, he'll take a ton of damage during that time because he takes more damage from all sources instead of getting hit by that vortex. So, Amuel or Chapo or Oswaald, anyone who's hitting him. But this is a whole comp of people that can't do their stuff against Jormungandr. I mean, Jarcorrr doesn't have to worry about Baron ult or Naja ult.
But he does have to worry about Fear No Evil, which is probably one of the best ways to control Jormungandr because of the fact that it's repeated ticks of a fear.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Fear No Evil is good against everybody, but I don't know. It's still a bit odd, I think, to pick two gods that their main thing just doesn't work against them.
Jarcorrr still here, and Chapo has arrived. The Assassin, no ultimate, obviously. And Uzzy just going to basic attack, so nothing really to write home about. The X even going to miss here.
A couple people invading on that right-hand side, though. Looks like a fight over that blue buff. Uzzy going to use that ultimate. Ronngyu gets everybody out of the way, and now Uzzy in a ton of trouble. Kraken landed onto him, and Jarcorrr actually knocked him into the tower.
Fear No Evil not as effective as they wanted it to be, and Sanguine Esports surging forward. Chapo goes down to the hand of the jungler. Amuel on the run, and it looks like Sanguine are going to fall back. Been chased out an ult. They got 2 kills, all for nothing. I mean, Sanguine, great team fight there, and it really was it was nothing clever. It was just a rotation to respond to what SSG were doing on the right side map.
Uzzy is you just can't be where he is. He's not a tanky Guardian with a mobility option like Ardio anymore. He's a mage with a Guardian's blessing. I mean, there's just not enough protection. He gets isolated very, very easily on that invade.
A little bit rough there for Uzzy on the Baron Samedi. Character that we haven't seen much of as of late. Might be our first Baron for the minor league, in all honesty. Thinking about it. Off the top of my head, I'm going to say this is the first Baron. If I'm wrong, you're probably already crafting the tweet. Panitom here on the left-hand side. Try to deal with Oswaald. Chase out the dash, but should be fine. Ooh, there's lights. And in comes Chapo. Again, should be fine. Panitom, though, one shot brings him down. That was a big deal. Crit? No, just heavy shots.
Hello.
Netrioid's got the shots as well. The turnaround is good.
Chapo just kind of walks face first into a stinger, and
yep.
I've done that IRL before, and it's not fun. I've walked into a bee, and it just stung me.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Where did it sting you? Like on the nose?
No, face first was, I mean, it like stung me on the arm.
Oh.
But I would just I'm walking here. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Excuse me?
I said I'm walking here.
You can't. You're like culturally appropriating my city.
I am not.
Listen.
I'm talking here.
Oh, man. You and all your friends, yins don't know what's up.
Fair play. But really, you just looked more stupid because you said yins. I just can't. You know, I really adopted y'all pretty quickly on moving to the south.
Yeah, you did.
Yins is just awful.
Did I use it correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it's instead of y'all.
Yeah, it's just not.
It's not good.
It's not good.
How did Pittsburghers think that was okay?
First of all, y'all call each other Pittsburghers. I don't want to be a Pittsburgher. Uzzy right now.
You can also get the Pittsburgher at Permanis.
Well, Uzzy just got Pittsburghed right there. Panitom
What does
number
that mean?
5. Use your imagination.
I don't appreciate that.
You look legitimately offended. I'm sorry. I love you. Just kidding. Sanguine looking for the response.
How masculine of you, Tom.
Thanks, brother. Here comes Sheento, and there goes SoloOrTroll. Very simple. No beads means he's going to be a sitting duck. Chapo goes the same direction. He'll become La Flambe as well. Chapo and SoloOrTroll down, and that gives Sanguine Esports a little bit of room to operate with. And he'll go for the Gold Fury one more time.
Shouldn't take him too long. Amuel doesn't have ult, but Crush still a great steal opportunity. Sanguine still managed to get it. Panitom nearly ended up heading to the grave for his first death of the game. Amuel doesn't want to let it go quite yet, but probably should just let him off the hook. Too much movement speed for the bug in that ult.
Panitom's been playing real strong. I mean, Spacestation Gaming keep trying to, this is what we saw with Netrioid, honestly. SSG keep trying to focus out this Arachne. Anytime the Arachne gets on a target, they correctly collapse. But Panitom has either killed his target or done what he has needed to. At that point in that last engagement, it was just zone. Done his job or got the kill. By the time he ults out, he's fine.
Not only has Panitom played well, but Netrioid has as well. Again, some early pressure onto him. He takes the first blood spill. And since then has really been dominating this left side of the map. I mean, every fight it just feels like someone gets hit by a stinger that they aren't expecting. And they end up either dying or nearly dying because of it.
12 minutes in, and Sanguine Esports looking pretty strong for this game number 2. A slight lead with about 3,000, even less than that, more like 2,000 gold. But really, it's the dominance in the team fights that's been impressive, and I think that it is. Not all leads are created equal. You see a 2,000 gold lead off of a hard-fought kind of couple invades. This has just been one or two smooth executions, and they've gotten an advantage. Uzzy going to be just another one of those smooth executions. And they've got 8 like the days of the week. They're going to keep pushing forward.
That's why Baron can struggle at times. Is situations like this where he falls behind early on.
That's any character that has no leap, jump, etc.
Right, and you don't see a lot of those in the solo lane that aren't Guardians or Warriors because they just get eaten alive. They don't have the base stats in order to withstand that amount of damage.
Yeah, you're right. One more time, the Kraken comes out. Doesn't find a kill just yet. Panitom's here, though, thinking about it. Gonna fall back. But he thought about it.
Very surprised. I mean, he's dead to just Nightcrawler damage, I think.
Yeah, the drop. The problem was the rest of the rest of the enemy, and I like this call because that's classic. You know, I say it a lot. You gotta play your lead, but not let your lead play you. And I think if you go for that kill, you trade out at best. And the call there was, I'm going for him. Oswaald's in trouble. Netrioid's gonna beads away the ultimate from Chapo, and Chapo's gonna go the way of the Dodo. Oswaald as well. Another fantastic response from Netrioid and Panitom.
Yeah, the Chapo Oswaald synergy is now at an all-time low after the gank in game 1, and now this fight over here that just not able to pick the right fights. Well, that fight probably not the right fight. The fight game 1 was correct, but this one maybe not as much. Chapo just so far behind at this point on the Naja. Definitely not having the same level of impact that SoloOrTroll had in the support role last game.
Yeah, very, very, very rough there for sure.
And to be fair, SoloOrTroll's not having the same level of impact in the jungle that Chapo had last game. Those two things go hand in hand. I think this this role swap between game 1 and game 2 just has not worked out.
It seemed hasty. And that's why I started the conversation early saying it might have had something to do with God Pool. Because I think this is the wrong choice, and nothing about game 1 would have made me go, yeah, you know what, we should change. The two things that worked.
Yeah.
I mean, Oswaald wasn't doing it. Kraken finds another kill.
Well, does it? That Arachne skin says, does it tickle when she's
that's weird.
attacking.
That's weird.
Probably doesn't.
Uzzy right now a little bit more than tickled. SoloOrTroll finds an answer back. Amuel's still alive as well. Oh, Ronngyu jumps in. I don't know if that's the play. That did hurt though, didn't it? 12-2. Sanguine with a reasonably sized lead that will explode in the next 10 minutes. Right now we're separated by about 3,000. Well, now already above 5. Tier 1 tower goes down. That's another 500 gold. Sanguine Esports with the wind in their sails.
They've got everything working for them at this point. Primal Fury's about to respawn. They don't have to worry about Fear No Evil or I'm a Monster, the two best steal options for Space Station Gold. The good news for Space Station Gold is that all 5 members have Baron's Brew.
The Baron Boo.
So they're drinking.
The Witches Boo.
They could use it. Sure with how this game's going.
You're an old school Homestar Runner fan, right?
Love Homestar Runner. Has anyone seen the cheat? I can't find him anywhere.
Cheat. That's the cheat. He just says cheat.
I love the cheat.
I had a t-shirt with the cheat.
So do my friends.
Ronngyu falls out in Space Station Gold. That's why I approached it that way. I didn't think they were going to turn it around because of the fact that Netrioid had Chapo in his sights. As he goes down to the support, the solo, Jarcorrr has just been doing so much support work, knocking players up, setting his team up for success. Sheento chased, Amuel chased all the way to death, and Panitom here answering carry, but Oswaald chased on out. So Sanguine, 1 player down for 3 players on the other side. Not enough of a window to look for Primal Fury, I don't think, but could find some poke damage.
I think they should probably be able to go towards Primal here. I mean, Chapo's on the way back, sure, but no one has ultimates up for Space Station Gold right now.
Well, the Kraken, nice Aegis coming out from Oswaald. That'll save his life. SoloOrTroll doesn't have the luxury of such objects. So SOT will fall down. Chapo surrounded by enemy jerseys. Meanwhile, Panitom looks towards the left side. Jarcorrr over the wall takes care of Oswaald.
But Panitom, I thought he was going to die, but Jarcorrr actually jumped in front of that ultimate from Uzzy.
That was beautiful.
And saves Panitom. There's a support style that you were talking about earlier. Now Sanguine can head back towards Primal, but with Sheento completely out of mana, Panitom the same, and a little bit weak, they decide to let it off the hook for now.
Yeah, I think that was the problem with Primal Fury. They absolutely had the damage, but there were still enemy players around and on the radar, so had to walk away. Couldn't really commit. Not really what they were asking for. But it's minute 18, and Sanguine have almost a kill per minute at this point. 6,000 gold in the lead, and they'll start the Primal Fury. Netrioid here, I don't think, has the lifesteal to do it himself, but has the teammates. Squad up and do it. And that'll be 7% extra damage, please.
I don't know if you were listening yesterday, but we saw a lot of Jormungandr yesterday. I was telling Fitch that when he casts his 2, it looks to me like he has indigestion.
Like
his tummy's hurt.
Why?
Because, when I get indigestion, I do that same sort of, wiggle, to, I'm like, ugh, trying to stretch out my stomach, make it feel a little better, and then he kind of burps.
Okay. All right. I gotta see it. I gotta see it to believe it.
Watch Jarcorrr. He's gonna do it.
All right. Okay. I seem kind of surprised. But SoloOrTroll finally gonna lose it. It's been a while. All right. I see it.
Yeah, a little wiggle on the burp.
Does he say the word burp after he burps?
Maybe. That'd be a cool, funny thing someone does.
Space Station Gold can't respond there. SoloOrTroll does such a good job of getting away from the 2v1 and then just gets eaten by the earthworm.
That's probably where he gets the indigestion from.
Well, probably. Eating
Well, he's eating minions because that's what his clap animation
Right,
is.
he eats minions. Do people eat monkey? Is that
I would assume not.
Well, I know monkey brains is like a delicacy somewhere.
I would assume not.
But monkey meat.
They're so muscular. There's no way they have enough fat is what tastes good most of the time, the fattier stuff.
I mean, yeah. I don't think they, like I said, it must just be the brain.
Certainly not the pinky.
I mean, I like the reference.
Thank you.
One is a genius, the other's insane. They're laboratory ones.
I don't remember the theme song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't.
That's the whole...
No, I just remember
The
Pinky always asking what they're doing today.
Narf!
Oh yeah, I remember the Narf.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to kill Oswaald.
Sheento's pretty low, and SoloOrTroll doesn't have Blink. Try to get the Secret Monkey Toss in. Panitom's still hunting. He's got Blink of his own.
Got him. Oh, but if you're no evil, that's going to turn things around. Panitom doesn't got him. SoloOrTroll with a nice little rescue mission there. Look at that. Look at that. Baywatch, baby. Like he saved his life.
Yeah, you know, somehow when referencing Pinky and the Brain and Homestar Runner, Baywatch may have been the most obscure reference of the cast.
Hey, Baywatch is obscure?
I think to our viewing audience. Yes.
No way.
You're right. They did the Zac Efron movie pretty recently.
That's what I'm talking about.
Did you see it?
The Ted Bundy one?
Yeah.
Ted Bundy on Baywatch?
The same actor who played Ted Bundy.
I did not see that Baywatch movie. Yes, I did.
You did?
I did see that movie.
How was it? I didn't see it.
Average at best. Zac Efron is a stronger actor than we give him credit for, but not exactly a John Malkovich.
You were singing High School Musical on the before we started this cast.
Was I really?
Yes.
Are you trolling?
No.
Well, so I only know those first couple of bars.
Yeah, and we were all in this together.
And then it really like gets Finch going.
Yeah.
So you just walk into the room.
Does amp him up.
You're like, and then he times in like bop 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 ba bop, and we're all having fun, baby.
I can't believe he still knows the dance.
He really does. Sanguine trying to dance it up here. They group up. Done some farming, and they're back to the gameplay. 22 in. Spent about 4 minutes going back to base, recharging, regrouping, revamping, redoing a living room. Another 10,000 gold up. 19 kills versus 4. How much more is 19 than 4?
15. Was it a race?
Yeah.
Who won?
Finch. He texted me 15 before I asked a question.
Yeah, he's good.
He is good. Sees the future. They call him a seer.
Man, he watched a lot of Disney Channel, huh?
Yes, he is iCarly. Oh, that's the wrong one. Raven. Close. Nice beads from Panitom. You know, you're kind of like iCarly.
Name 3 ways in which I'm like iCarly.
You're pretty. You're a internet celebrity, and your friends look like Gibby.
Why don't you at my friends who look like Gibby?
That wasn't part of the original question.
Name 3 of my friends who look like Gibby.
No, you get one.
Okay. I'll take my 1 now.
No, I mean you get one
No,
group of
I know
3.
what you meant.
That's not how
Go ahead.
I don't know. Anatoly.
Anatoly doesn't look a single thing like Gibby.
Finch.
Now, if Gibby had grown up on the hard streets of Manchester,
You think Hindu Man could be Gibby?
maybe.
Gibby going out and glass a boy.
Yeah.
You can see it.
If Gibby ate a lot of beans and toast.
Butter first, though.
No. Well, yeah, you do butter those, actually. You do butter that toast with the beans.
So that's actually something we were talking about. Americans in general, Ryan doesn't like mayo, but in
Sure
general, you make a sandwich, you put mayonnaise on it. Hindu Man puts butter on it. So he's making a ham and cheese sandwich, and he'll put butter on that bread.
Sounds okay to me.
It sounds okay. It's just odd.
Yeah, but mayo's disgusting, so anything is better than that, so.
I also like...
I support him.
I don't think it adds to the... Because you're trying to combat the dryness of bread, meat, cheese. That's
Sure.
the whole idea of a condiment there. I don't think butter does it. I think mayo
I think it
does.
does.
You do?
Yeah.
I'll try it. What are they waiting for?
Enhanced fire giant. They wait until...
Oh my goodness,
they
that is what
start
they're
it,
waiting for.
And then they waiting for it to tick over to 25 minutes.
That was smart.
And then they get it very smart. Heads up by Sanguine, for sure.
And that was actually really, really kind of interesting deep play. So they spend another two minutes going back to base and regrouping and revamping, etc. That's why we're kind of talking about sandwiches. But then, bless you again, when it comes down to it, the fire...
I pressed the mute button for a reason.
Maybe, I don't know. It's a reaction. Right? But when it comes down to it, they took down the regular fire giant, who's easier to kill, and the last hit on the enhanced fire giant. So they actually kind of have a neat little trick there to get the most out of the most bang for their buck. But now Sanguine on the offensive. Jarcorrr going to go to the ultimate, look for the back line. Uzzy knocked up just a little bit. Oswaald knocked up just a little bit. And nobody knocked up that third time, excuse me. Half HP on the bird. And that's going to be that. SoloOrTroll deals with the 1v1 in the mid lane. And the bird's still alive right now. Oswaald gets the kill on the Netrioid. And Sanguine on the retreat.
Quick Kraken, though, from Sheento sends Amuel running. But SoloOrTroll might do the same to Sheento. Good Aegis jump. A little bit off the mark. And now SoloOrTroll's going to lose the trade to Sheento. After the great play in mid lane to 1v1 Panitom. Solo loses the next 1v1 against Sheento.
Jarcorrr going to be grabbed up. Chapo knocked. And that's it from Sanguine. Chapo's going to be here. He's going to just be annoying. But that's it, really.
Good defense from Spacestation Gold to not lose a Phoenix when down 15k against an enhanced fire giant. Great defense from them. And it really all just falls apart because Panitom gets soloed in the mid lane. SoloOrTroll being able to rotate over and start the fight back in their favor again. On the right-hand side certainly helps them out. Netrioid as well ends up falling, and those being your primary damage dealers to the Phoenix means that siege done before it really can be finished.
You know, it's interesting. A lot of the times when we see the 4-1 split push all the time, but it is almost as dangerous can be. Because whoever wins that 1v1 in the middle lane will win the team fight 99 times out of 10. What we see most of the time, at least on the pro level, is that nobody wins that 1v1. Both players in the middle lane or the left lane, however they split the 1v1, is they're extremely conservative. They don't even get close to dying. They'll back off very, very early. And so concede the fight rather than lose the fight. And you won't see the shift over to the team. So a dangerous play goes a dangerous way.
The mic. That was just a drink by Tom, by the way, that he was taking a sip. And no, stop. Oh, that is horrible.
It's ASMR.
Oh, we actually really like that.
You're a big fan of ASMR.
In some ways.
Aggro brought it up on the Green Room podcast, which you can find on whatever platform you listen to your podcasts on.
Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud.
Nice. That was a good spot RSS feed platform location rap.
That's what I bring. You know what we should really do?
Nope, I don't.
We should do like a SMITE God rap.
Oh yeah? Is that what we should do?
I think so.
Maybe you should do it.
No, I'm all wrapped up for today. Get it?
Nope. No, I don't. Please explain it.
No.
What, do you have too many sandwiches and a tortilla? That'd be a wrap.
What? No. What? You don't put multiple sandwiches in a tortilla to make a wrap.
No, if you had too many. Oh my goodness. That's on purpose. You knew what I meant. Why you gotta be on purpose all the time?
I just want to talk about the siege, Tom.
They're not sieging it. They're grouping up. They back to base. They got all their ducks in a row. They've got no more fire giant. And so this is their last siege. I don't even think they're going to push in. I think they're going to wait for the fire giant.
So they're not waiting on the left side. As Jarcorrr is here with Panitom this time around. They get a sliver of HP off the Phoenix and then begin to back it up as it becomes a 2v2.
I like sliver. It wouldn't be a chunk. Chunk is a little bit more noticeable, I think. Wouldn't be a piece. I think a piece is larger as well. A slice?
Slice is bigger than a sliver for sure.
A sliver is usually like a slice of a slice.
Yeah.
Fire Giant has respawned. That's kind of where I expect Sanguine to back off and go for it. But it looks like they want to get a Phoenix first. That could be problematic. Sheento's here. Jarcorrr underground. Good job from Space Station again, keeping the enemy off their objective. And the all-out retreat coming from Sanguine.
Yeah, but that's a win for Sanguine because they just withstood a Fear No Evil and a Darkest of Nights and only had to use the World Serpent in response. I mean, and Jarcorrr can just back to base and teleport back in, and he's good to go. Bit of an overcommit, I'd say, from Space Station to try and kill this tanky solo laner.
Amuel still has his ultimate up and available. Uzzy as well. So one control element and one damage element. Chapo as well, sure. Sanguine Esports ready to push in. There's the frenzy. That means fight. Rongyu's going to get grabbed up, and Panitom already brought down to half HP. And we see the Fafnir rejoin the fight, and Uzzy's already down. 5-4 so far. The bird falls down, and it's a 4-on-4. Jarcorrr gets taken out by the jungler, but pushing forward is Sanguine. There's one for Netrioid, and a 2-for-1. The middle Phoenix done. Sanguine Esports on the run. They had their fun. Not number one.
It's all done now, at least for the mid Phoenix. Sheento as well gets the shutdown, or
Nice
Solo
jump.
shuts him down. Good jump as well into Netrioid. Aegis right on time, but I don't know if Netrioid's be able to run away. Instead, he's going to try and turn and burn, and Panitom is there to assist.
That's exactly what you look for. All the basics in the world. Netrioid looking like a dart player. Who do you think you are? I am. That's what he says. 24 kills for Sanguine.
That was bowling, but it's still a great reference. So good.
Dude, what a good.
The best hype moment of all time.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Just the best. He's so amped, and he was bowling the whole time.
Just bowling.
That's what's crazy about it, is that he was bowling.
I figured darts bowling the whole.
Look, and I'm sure a lot of people
Underbelly.
who really like bowling are like, oh, you guys yell about esports or gaming, you know, people playing
absolutely.
video games. Yeah, but dog, you're bowling.
No, see, I'm not even poking fun at bowling.
I am.
The phrase is great.
The phrase is obviously what I love the most. All I'm saying is it's still bowling.
It belongs in the same category as like taking baby from a candy.
Yeah, that's also a classic.
That's a good one. Shout outs to adapting.
They don't think it be like it is, but it do.
There it is. And not in the same vein, but similar, just because like a real hyped up moment is Parasite. Is Parasite for sure. You watching? What are you doing? Show me your bank account.
Man, that whole Farico Impact team was the best at big moments. Telling Hasho to sit down, old man.
Yup.
Zip him up. Classic.
Look at my bank account.
That
What
was
a
Mercs,
good moment.
man.
Oh man, so that's actually pretty cool. Atlanta will be getting a COD team.
Yeah.
The COD World League switching to a franchise-like situation where you get leagues in cities. So Atlanta, Skillshot's been a big part of making Atlanta into an esports city. I think with some of the other leagues kind of embracing Atlanta. I'm excited, man. We've got 2 professional leagues here already, plus the shooter, and then COD. It'll be fun. So
Uzzy.
exciting stuff.
Almost dead. World Serpent might be the finishing touches, though. It looks like Jarcorrr a little bit more preoccupied with the back line. He'll let
Frenzy.
Panitom clean up what he started. Right side Phoenix already dead. Jarcorrr is going to be next. Good
Wow.
damage coming from Amuel and Oswaald. That was the root from Amuel who got the job done and set him up. But solo for solo laner, not too bad right now for Sanguine Esports. They're still looking healthy across the board.
Playing this safe as well. Sanguine are going to go all the way to the left and look for the Phoenix. Meanwhile, fire minions are starting to trickle in. That's problematic. We saw a game in the console league yesterday won by minions.
What do you call those?
Winions. Onions.
Panitom wins the 1v1 this time around. Lost it in the mid lane a little bit earlier.
That alone might just be game, frankly.
Very well could be. Blink in now from Panitom. Gets himself a double kill on the Chapo. Oswaald just waiting until he can get back to the fountain, but might not have to wait much longer until the Titan is under siege.
I said it before, you know, when you're taking these 1v1s, you split 4-1, that 1v1 is so very dangerous. And if you lose that 1v1, you likely lose the game. Problem is, if you lose this game, you lose the set. And a fantastic job there from Space Station. Couldn't quite get the win, so Sanguine take game 2 and take the whole set.
Look, Space Station looked better at times in that game, but overall, I think Game 1 was a much better performance from them. Game 2 got away from them pretty quickly. The role swap, we talked about it, it just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, game number 1, they looked better. And again, it's a little bit rough because Space Station, off of their first win, come in with 2 separate substitutes. Man, it feels, not even throwing shade, it feels like thirst. They can't actually get a unit together to actually win some stuff. Rough stuff for the guys on Space Station Gold. Let's break it down on the desk.
Be more than happy to break it down there for you, Tom and Aggro. Fentotoli here on the desk. And really, not a lot went right for Space Station. So I think it is kind of a little bit easier to focus on some of the stuff that I think Sanguine did well, which was just about everything. Sheento was able to play so aggressively in the beginning of the game, just looking for Krakens every which way and blowing up Space Station, especially because a lot of them didn't have beads. I mean, what'd you see? How did Sanguine be in so much control here in this game?
It was a lot of the rotations from Sheento's Poseidon, utilizing that mobility that you get from the second steroid, being able to ping-pong in the side lanes, going 5-1-9 at the end of the game, doing a lot of damage. But also, it was the other backline carry, Netrioid, on the Muzen cob, going 6-3-12, really popping off. And I think a lot of it came down to SOT switching to the jungle role, the support now being played from Chapo, the aggressive Naja that he's known to playing, but it just didn't work out for Space Station Gold.
Yeah, the Naja wasn't the only one. The Baron Samedi never clicked for me in terms of what they were looking for out of that one, or at the very least we never got to see it here on display, so that one struggled. And SoloOrTroll was on the Unbots, but just couldn't quite find his opportunities to get in there as well. I mean, again, there's a bunch of stuff that went wrong in that set for Space Station we could probably talk about all day, and because it is so many, really, it's just easier to focus on how Sanguine played not just a clean game 2, but really just a clean set overall. Panitom has really, really impressed me. He continually does. I say it all the time that when this team does stuff well, it's usually through Panitom and Sheento. And once again, I think that Arachne came out and had a really, really great game. But like you said, so did Netrioid too on the Muzen cob.
I think teams after this set should start looking at Sanguine and start evaluating whether it's worth banning the Arachne or not.
Sure, he plays it so well.
He looked so comfortable on this pick. Similar to how like Kajani is very comfortable on the Ao Kuang, this might be one of those bans that you take away. And also Jarcorrr on the Jormungandr for 2 games in a row, just absolutely popping off. Easier matchup this time against the Baron Samedi.
That's right, and I think you're seeing more and more this Jormungandr has started to rise, I think, especially here in the SML, but some in the SPL too. Just a strong pick, man, right up there in that second tier, kind of where Achilles is often. Sometimes he makes up to first, but right around there, where you definitely want to get this guy on your team, man. These ultimates are so disruptive. They're good for damage too. He's able to kind of sneak into the back line and do surprising damage. I mean, I think Jarcorrr played this very well.
And the first pick of Xbalanque didn't really work out for Oswaald. He was constantly hiding under his towers because they just kept getting picked off. They tried to be aggressive from time to time, but it didn't work out the way Space Station Gaming Gold would have hoped for.
Yeah, certainly not. Couldn't quite match up with that early game prowess that we saw there for Sanguine. So clearly a good bit for Space Station to work on, but those fellas know it. I'm sure they're going to hit the grindstone and try and get better on that one. We still have one more set, though, to come your way. North American SML is absolutely not done yet. Refill the drink, use the restroom, whatever you got to do, then get right back here for more SML.